Hello, this is Julie Desjardins, and I'm coming to you from Kits Point, Kitsilano, which is in Vancouver, British Columbia. This is where I live. I wanted to take you on this little walk along the beach. I'm walking barefoot. Getting real with what I love. Go do something today that you truly love. What inspires you? Do something that makes you feel good about yourself. Today, I'm going to talk about regaining composure after a business idea of yours or a venture flops. Even if it's something you're putting on with your business and it flops. Like a campaign, like an event, a live event, a product, something you found out that you were participating in that didn't work, wasn't good. Those kinds of flops, especially if they're expensive flops, can be rather embarrassing. So I'm just going to walk through a few steps of how to recover and regain your composure. Stop feeling depressed, devastated, so that you get back up. Because you, no matter what, if you are an inspired entrepreneur at heart, and you have a heart dream that you want to fulfill, every time you get back up stronger. If you don't get back up, you don't get back up. And that's devastating. Got to recognize that it's all a part of a big lesson of improving on what you're working on. So let's say you had a business idea and maybe it really wasn't your heart dream. Maybe it's a distraction. Ask yourself that. Was it kind of distracting and abstract and not really connecting to your heart dream? If it was part of building your heart dream, if it was something that you knew connects to what you're building, then keep it. But if it's distraction or obligation or some sort of people-pleasing choice that you made, like, oh, okay, I'll support your product, that's somebody else's thing and it's not connecting to your thing and it's not worth the time or money or effort you put into it, trash it. Get back to what your heart dream is. The first thing you need to acknowledge is that there is grief and devastation when you fall or fail or flop in your business. It could be the location, it could be a very big financial flop, or something you didn't notice or see when you were launching that you should have noticed that caused you to fail. So acknowledge that. You've got to grieve. Let yourself grieve. At least give yourself, sometimes it takes people years to grieve. It can take me quite a while. It has taken me quite a while. But the thing is, the more you allow yourself to grieve and be like, okay, I grieved, I really felt this, I went through this, the better and easier it'll be for you to bounce back. And instead of bearing that frustration and not really honoring what happened for yourself. So allow yourself to grieve. That's the first step. Let that happen, because it's going to be in there. It's going to be bottled in there. And you don't want to carry that on in your life. So if you don't give yourself that time to grieve, it's going to be hard to carry on. So it's worth acknowledging. Now, step 2 is that you want to write down exactly what flopped. What were the details, wherever it was. All those details and items, bullet point them. Be like, this screwed up, and this screwed up, and oh God, I didn't see this coming. Write it down to yourself and make it clear. Is it something that you need to adjust? Is it something that you need to to totally trash. Just be like, man, that is stupid. I'm not doing that. That's not going to work in my life. That doesn't mean you never really go back to the same idea the same way. The next time you approach your idea, it could look totally different. Better location, better circumstances, maybe just clearer on what it is you want to build with your business. And it's going to look different. So get clear on what doesn't work, or what maybe if it needs adjustment, keep it, and write down exactly why it needs adjustment and how. Write those details down so you're clear on the lesson you learn by falling down. And that'll make you get up stronger. Number 3, what's the third step that you can do? Is know what did work and know that that is awesome. Really celebrate, you know what? The whole thing screwed me over, but this right here, this is what actually worked and what people loved and people are asking more of. And how can I do that again? How can I add that item again? It was well liked, this piece of the business idea, the launch. This is well liked. This is what's really worth repeating. And support that. Know what it is. 4, avoid wallowing. Okay, so yes, you grieved it. And unless you're up on a podium somewhere, you know, telling your success story and of how intensely hard and some crazy flop that you had, you can use this story. But you don't want to walk around telling this story thinking, you know, because I was walking around telling my story like, oh my God, this screwed up. But no one really cares. They sort of care, but it's only dragging your story out of that business idea failing. And it's not going to help you move to where you want to move to. And you're just going to continue to feel like, ugh, I feel stupid. Even if you're blaming someone else or another company, see, you don't want to carry that stuff around. Whoever you're wanting to blame at first, talk to yourself about it, or even your close ones, they don't want to hear it again and again. They're like, okay, whatever. So stop wallowing and avoid talking about it, and avoid talking about it in public. Not everyone needs to understand or know what you went through. Grieve to yourself, and you know, there'll be a moment where you can share some stories that'll be classic, but wait for that moment. You don't need to drag your failures around on your back, you know, complaining about them, blaming others for them, because it's only going to keep you from moving forward in your strength. And the strength is, final and foremost, know that you are superb. You are a successful entrepreneur. And you know what? Every successful entrepreneur, no matter if they're a self-made blogger, blogging, or if they're like a hands-on skillful person owning their own carpentry company, or whatever it is, any type of entrepreneur, know that you are a success. You're superb at what you do. Your heart dream is worth it. And every time you give it effort to get up and try again, you're stronger. You're wiser. And just think of it. Anyone that looks successful, they, as you know, think about it, they fell down many times. They let many business ideas, even a successful company, will start a campaign and it flopped, right? So that's another thing to keep in mind. Watch what you're risking, you know? Watch that you don't risk too much money, or money you don't have, or too much time and effort. Like, test things out before you really put your foot into it. But just know that you're superb. You can get over it. You're not the only one. And in fact, that is part of the repertoire of an entrepreneur being successful, is that they get back up and they forget about their failure as being who they are. That's not who you are. You're not a failure. You're a failure only when you let it keep you down. So get back up, because you're a winner. And this is how to regain your composure if your business idea fails. I want you to keep it in mind that even if you've been experiencing a real fear of getting back up because, oh God, it's going to hurt. As soon as you get back up, you take this wisdom and you fly with it. And you go hard, you go stronger. And it's easier every time to bounce back faster. Because you've got a life to live and you deserve to live it the way you feel best living it. So if you've got heartstrings, if you've got a business, if you've got a family, if you've got a life that you really, really want to be living, live it. Regain your composure. Get up. Get back up. This is Julie Desjardins from Vancouver, BC, Canada, here to encourage you to get back up, even after the hardest, most devastating fall. Get back up.